Hi, I'm Scott Sheelar, President and CEO of Construction Ready. Welcome to the Construction Ready podcast, where we work to showcase the amazing career opportunities available in the skilled trades. Here are our hosts, Paulie and Chip Wade.
Hey everybody, Chip and Paulie Wade here. We are so excited for another awesome episode of the Construction Ready podcast. As always, we have some fantastic guests that join us. If this is your first Construction Ready podcast, just a real brief history. We are all about raising awareness and the importance of just creating career opportunities, especially as it relates to the skilled trades. Now, today we're actually going to be speaking with Edwin Parra, an operations administrator from Anning Johnson, about all kinds of different jobs that are available in the construction industry, and also specifically what Anning Johnson is doing to attract that talent. So let's jump right in. Welcome, Edwin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Awesome. Yeah, we're so excited to talk to you. We want to find out first more about Anning Johnson and how many people and employees here in Georgia and what you guys do.
So we're known as a nationwide specialty drywall contractor. We have 8 offices across the U.S. All of our offices offer a variety of services. The core service that we have in common is commercial drywall. In Atlanta, we employ anywhere from 200 to 300 employees at a time.
Wow.
That's awesome. And specifically, what is your role?
So my position is in charge of recruiting and workforce development.
Awesome. Well, you're the guy to talk to then, right?
That's right. How long have you been there, Edwin?
I actually started with the company in 2007.
Okay. All right. Now, I mean, I'm sure that you talk to all kinds of potential employees before you hire them. I can only imagine. You know, as far as like what you're looking for or what makes somebody specifically stand out, what can you share?
So above all, it would definitely be attitude. We can teach almost anyone to do what we do, but that's the one thing that really has to come from within. They have to have that moldable, teachable attitude, good initiative. I think everything starts with the core attitude.
Are you finding that that there's a lot of folks that have that attitude, or is there a lot of the applicants that come in? I mean, like, is there some work to do? Kind of where are you feeling that temperature being with the market?
Great question. I think the more the better. There could always be improvement there, but you'd be surprised. I mean, we find the right attitude in a variety of different places, and that's one of our major approaches. Not to just look for one kind of honey hole, so to speak, where you're going to find all of the candidates you're looking for, but to really cast that net as broad as possible, so that you can kind of filter out those individuals from really every nook and cranny.
Right.
That's right. I mean, yeah, we talk about casting of that large net, but we feel like the number of fish in the sea is getting smaller. Like with this shortage of skilled workers in the construction area, what are you guys doing specifically to try and find and attract that talent?
So to be honest with you, to go out and find that skilled, carpenter that's specialized in doing what we do with a great attitude, with great experience, it's very, very few and far between. Most of those individuals are being very well taken care of from the companies they're employed at, because those companies understand that in the environment we're in right now, that's a rare commodity. So you got to do everything you can to hold on to those individuals. So we definitely have done that. Our wages have increased, are at an all-time high. The different incentives and benefits packages have also increased. That's something we looked at to basically retain the top talent that we have. But in addition to that, we, like I said, had to cast that net pretty broadly and work with different organizations like Construction Ready, school programs, tech trade programs, churches, etc. And then another approach we took is really develop a fast track training program in-house.
Oh.
So one of the things that we do, as opposed to kind of traditional training methods, where an individual may be evaluated after a year or after 6 months of employment. Well, the downside to that was that somebody could be doing something wrong for 6 months to a year. Then they've just kind of learned how to do things the wrong way, or they've done something really well and really right, for the last 6 months and 12 or year, and not been recognized in that area. So we actually evaluate our in-house apprentices twice a month. the 1st and the 15th of every month. We meet with our foreman that's overseeing the training of that individual, and we kind of highlight the strengths and weaknesses. When we see those areas that need improvement, we don't just kind of brush that under the rug or look over it. We immediately set up additional training in those areas so that we're able to expedite the advancement of that individual. So the feedback I get from apprentices is that they very much appreciate that. One, they see that, hey, my efforts are not going unnoticed, and these people are really taking a deep interest in helping me grow in areas that I'm weak in. And we see them growing very quickly. We're able to get them at a productive level in some type of skill set within 6 months, which is pretty incredible. 20 years ago, it was very common for an apprentice to spend a year sweeping floors and rolling up cords, so we definitely take a much more hands-on approach and try to be proactive in developing these individuals and really utilizing them to their fullest potential.
Wow.
Absolutely. That actually just reminds me, one thing I love about just kind of like the trades industry is that term, an apprentice. I feel like that is such a valuable thing because it formalizes this relationship of, a mentor really. And throughout our career, we have found mentors so incredibly valuable. Mm-hmm. And I think having that structure built in, it's not your boss, this is the person that you are learning from. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's more of indicative of kind of the people you work alongside with and people who have more experience rather than being quote unquote just your boss. They're really that mentor and you're their apprentice. And that's just something I really like about this industry.
Well, it just sounds like it's a healthy environment. To your point, Edwin, having people there, it's not just about giving critique or criticism, but acknowledgement of the hard work that these guys are putting in every day and just funneling that and giving them the proper feedback in a timely manner keeps them engaged and is ultimately better for both sides of the coin, which is great. Now, specifically with Construction Ready, I know that you guys have specifically hired a number of Construction Ready graduates. Is there something, specific about Construction Ready graduates that are a good fit for y'all's company?
Absolutely. So I think the structure of the program itself was very well thought out. It's very effective. They essentially act as a filter for us before we interview these individuals, before they ever make it to us. So they've had to show up every day. They've had to show, good work ethic, good attitude, demonstrate those things, not just in a 30-minute interview, but over the course of 4 weeks. In addition to that, the specialized safety training that they're receiving, the credentials that they're receiving, I kind of feel like a broken record when I throw out this statistic, but it hits the nail on the head. Over 60% of accidents that happen on a job site occur with individuals that are new to the industry. So obviously, with the challenge that we're faced with, a limited talent pool to recruit from, we're forced to have to hire new people to the industry, which dramatically increases the chances of accidents and things like that. So working with Construction Ready, we've been able to take what was once a 60% chance of an accident on a job site and hired over 50 people from that organization over the last 9-10 years. And I can proudly say that none of those individuals that we've hired have ever been involved in an accident. So that alone shows the value of programs like Construction Ready, because not only have we been able to recruit, retain, and develop individuals from that program into leadership, but we've also eliminated our highest risk factor.
That's really remarkable. All right, before we wrap up, I think it'd be really helpful if you could kind of give us some ideas about what some of these entry-level positions specifically that Anning Johnson has available or will be available, and what type of growth opportunities are there? I know when I'm looking for a position, it's not just about what you're doing, but where we can go with it. I know that that's a common question a lot of people have. What can you share with us there?
Great question. So I'd like to give you a real life story. Actually, my best friend that told me about this company when we were in high school, he started here right out of high school in 1999 as a laborer, which is the entry-level position. And in his position, he was responsible for stocking equipment, tools, materials, et cetera, and also helping to keep the job site clean. But while he was doing that, he wasn't just doing the tasks that he was responsible for. He was also absorbing and evaluating everything that was around him. And he quickly became interested in drywall finishing. He went from a laborer to a drywall finisher, from a drywall finisher to a finishing foreman. And at 24 years old, he became the superintendent over our entire Atlanta finishing division.
Wow.
Today, he's the general superintendent, and he's one of the highest shareholders amongst superintendents nationwide.
That's amazing. I mean, that is such a cool story, and it's a testament to just wanting to learn and just working, being good at what you're doing, having a great attitude, you know, from the other, like I said, from the other side, that doesn't go unnoticed. And so everybody's got the opportunity to do that. And it sounds like your team welcomes that and rewards it. So Edwin, seriously, thank you so much for the time today. Always a pleasure to talk and for sharing a little bit more about Annie Johnson. The best of luck to all of you guys and the team and all of the future prospects and partners that you guys are going to bring on. Thanks for joining us, Edwin.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys continue to do what you do and continue to count on our support.
Thanks, Edwin. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
If you would like more information on Construction Ready and the many programs we have for those interested in the skilled trades, please visit constructionready.org.